Hello, welcome to episode 136 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony, and Stevie Wildcard decided to not drink his Kool-Aid, and he got sick this week. I tried to warn him. I was like, listen, Steven, I love you, but we've built up a biological, like, just dependence on this particular Kool-Aid. If our pH balance is a little off, something, if we don't get the right ratio of dirt and Kool-Aid in our system at all time, we slowly become, a bird, and things happen. Like either things protrude one way or another. It's eggs or beaks. Not great in any situation. However, I will say I love Steven. I hope he's feeling better already. But he kind of he didn't feel well enough to do this. And of course, I just, like I have this anger up inside of me right now because of it. I just have to get it out. I just want to say, Steven, I want you to listen to me right now. I love you. I love you. I'm good. Like, you just prioritize your health and you do what's best for you and your family. I just appreciate you and your friendship no matter what. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me. I can't thank you enough for making comic books with me and being my friend and listening to my nonsense all the time. How dare you be so great? I love you. Um, Take that, Steven. But anyway, so every week, Steve Wildcard and I my best friend, we usually get together and we talk about overcoming our various issues and obstacles in order to get things done. This week, he is not here. I am here, which means I have no one to blame for failing. I have no one, not just blame, like I have no one Steve, I was like, I was gonna start a show called I Have Issues, but then I was like, oh, but if I don't do great, people are gonna know right away. There's no one. I can't be like, this is my invisible co-host. Like, I can't do that. I have no, like, I appreciate the accountability, but I also just want to blame Steven for everything. And he is here for it, and he knows he's the more talented one. So it's like, it's good. It's a nice balance of me blaming him and him accepting the blame. This week, however, I did not finish the thing that I really wanted to finish. And the reason I will say that I am a total failure is it's just a complicated page. That's all. Like, I'm just it's one of those pages. I'm working on a thing where there are a lot of individual little boxes everywhere. It takes place in an arcade, and I have all these little machines with all of this detail to color, and I'm just but it's been nice. I've been watching movies and, kind of like slowly clicking through it and working through it. But it's also Easter and, all this other stuff that we were doing. So this week, I'm just gonna have a short episode, and I'm just gonna tell you about a couple of things that I do that I don't really talk about in the show very much. Every week, I record a Dungeons and Dragons real play podcast with a group of absolutely hilarious, ridiculous goofballs. It's called Critically Stupid, and we're playing through a version of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. If you like Dungeons and Dragons at all, if you've ever enjoyed our show here, you should go check that out, because like when I record here with Steven, I get to, like, I'm myself, and I'm like, this is who I am, and I can come up with like fun stuff to say, and then like sometimes I get to go be this other character who is just a like slightly more naive version of me with slightly more friends, and it's great. And I love it. I love doing it so much, and I feel like everyone would really enjoy it. It's like it's one of the most fun things I get to do with my life. I get to do that and this. And then on Thursdays, if you're interested in watching silly bad movies, if you like things like riff tracks and mystery science theater and that sort of thing, you can join us for a Good Time Bad Movie. We do that every Thursday. We, watch silly horror movies and just silly, movies in general, and we talk about them and just, like do a text chat while it's happening. And that has been so much fun. I kind of wanted to bring that up here and just ask. So if anyone's interested, I was like, I kind of want to do more with that, which I know I already tend to burn the candle at every end. I tend to just, like, I live as a puddle of wax. I Alex Mack my candle. I'm just like sliding under doors. But I mean, just like, I reconstitute. I don't know what it like Steven helps me. This helps me. And just like, it doesn't take much to just like Beetlejuice myself back to, this like goofy, like noodly form that I have. That being said, I want to do more with that. I love watching those movies, but I know there are other goofball, people out there who really appreciate that sort of thing. And I want to like, I want to talk about the movies more because after we watch them, it's always like I have so much to say, and I have so like not that I don't want to review them. I'm not like, oh, this is what was good about it, what was bad, but I just want to talk in general. I want to share a little bit of like weird history stuff, and like I'm not sure. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know if there's an audience for this stuff, and I can only do so many things that don't yield like fantastic results before I'm like, all right, maybe I should start thinking about that stuff. But yeah, so every Thursday we get together and we watch these movies, and it's so much fun. If you're interested, you should watch them. I mean, we just watched Zombies. We watched Troll 2 recently, which is just so amazing. If you've never seen it, go watch it immediately. So I've spent most of the week, just like I spend most of every week, just doing things, being a dad and working and making, doing what I can. Like I had to write a song to recap for the Critically Stupid, which I love doing, by the way. It's so much fun. It's one of those things that I'm also like a little insecure about. I'm just like, oh, people like these because I don't know. But I enjoy it. I like doing that. But I'm just gonna put this out. The majority of my week, my attention that didn't go, that where the energy didn't go toward parenting, and I've just been kind of just like I have a crush on this person, and it's like why do we do this? I love it so much. It's so much fun. But also like come on, human body, like how we do, come on, brain. We've like have we not learned? No, I'm kidding. But it can be so frustrating because it's like you want to just go. I want to just go through it. Otherwise, it's a insecurity is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I mean, if you sit there and you start ruminating on the negative potential of any particular thing, you're eventually going to cultivate a world, one way or another, where that negative potential is the thing, or like manifests in a way due to your neglect or whatever it may be. But it's like the opportunity cost of not focusing on the positives is it's not worth it. Which is a very silly way to say anything, but here I am. It's how I live. Here I am, like crushing on someone. Uh, I didn't expect for this to happen. It's also one of those like silly situations where it's like she lives far away. I don't do that. I don't like historically like I've been against that situation forever. But yeah, I've been having fun, like enjoying my life and enjoying my time and watching movies and being like making jokes with someone and having someone to interact with in a fun personal way. And it's been so much fun. I love it so much. And it's interesting because I'm just like I don't know to what extent I should talk about it, here, because I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying to hope for the best. I'm trying not to focus on, anything. Like I'm trying to not live in the reality of the monetary restrictions and be isn't it frustrating that, like I mean with great money comes, feeling less responsibility or it's more responsibility usually, but just like less concern over the restrictions that we all are tethered to all the time, like we have these limitations. It's like we're just I mean I have if I were to try to date, right, if I were to try to date, I'd be limited to the people in the particular radius in which I already live, right? And it's just like, okay, so now I'm at this particular age where a huge percentage of these people are already either with someone or chosen not to be with someone, and then to make that bubble smaller, that circle smaller, then it would have to be someone who like I share interests with, and then to make this circle smaller, it's like someone who has a mutual attraction, and then to make the circle smaller, it just continues and continues until it's like, oh, there's no one like this is I that's how I end up saying like, I'm just gonna be alone. Who cares? It's fine. I'm not gonna go around looking for that, one person. But like I've always been a person who I like to actually meet people. I don't like I think I'm terrified of I mean, I'm terrified of catfish, first of all. Like I'm terrified of being manipulated. Like I don't want anyone to pretend, to have like this affectation. It's too easy. Like I have 100, this is 136 episodes of a thing. If you want to know about me, you can know about me. If you want to, you can like if like I don't know what you're gonna gain from that, but if you are like a terrible monster of a person, you would like to fish through my life and interests and like traumas and like whatever else, you can read my books, my all this stuff. You can just kind of go surfing through my head and like just like beach my heart at some point because you know it so well. It's just how it works. So I would like to meet, I like to meet people and not just cultivate a relationship via text, because I feel like it's too easy to either. I do think it's interesting that you can do either thing. You can either grow like this really quick, weird, potentially superficial connection through, and maybe it's not, maybe it's real, maybe, and it can be. But oftentimes it's just like the superficial, like inflated connection that happens via text, because it can be easy to connect with people that way. You have more time to think and navigate the words, and like curate your conversation in such a way. Whereas like if you're in person, like maybe there's a lot of that. Maybe there's a lot of dead space. Maybe they aren't interested in the things that you're interested in. Maybe they can't, have a just like an interesting volley of conversation. But I guess my fear is like sometimes it's just the chemistry is different in person than it is in text. And I don't want to actually date a robot. I don't actually want to just date someone in text perpetually, or just like forever. So it's scary, because I'm just like, there's this person who could be a robot. But here I am, regardless, doing the thing, taking weird leaps, jumping into circumstances and seeing where it goes. It's fine. It's going to be interesting, right? It always is. Everything's a story. Everything's, I'm trying to just stay present and not live in the potentialities of various futures and like the timelines and stuff. I feel like my brain is just like a King the Conqueror, monster or whatever. I haven't seen the new Ant-Man, by the way. Gotta just like I have to put that out there. I've been spoiled by the streaming, and I just don't want to go anymore. Like I saw the new Mario movie. I saw Dungeons and Dragons. I've seen like I'm watching. I watch a lot of movies. I recently watched The Faculty again, which, by the way, hilarious movie. I mean, it's a fun movie. If you haven't seen The Faculty in a long time, it's totally worth watching again. That is a stacked cast. It's crazy. So, but anyway, but I love watching movies, but I haven't been able to see. I didn't see it, man. So I don't know what they're doing with King, and I want to. I'm interested. I I just haven't gotten around to it. And as soon as it's streaming, I will. I promise. But that being said, my brain is a nightmare sometimes. It's just like that's why I do end up trying to create specific timelines. I really do. I sit down and I write these journals, and I write long bullet pointed lists of things to do and how, like how to kind of condition a reality around these, particular things. And like it's a natural it's a artificial selection of attention and, consciousness, where I'm just like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and if I do this, I'm going to level up this particular thing in myself that'll allow me to do this thing and facilitate this growth in this other place. And I do these things, and like sometimes it helps, and it helps a lot, and sometimes it really um it just allows me to develop a structure that can facilitate growth, and like what also contributes to joy, and like allowing me to have some free time, and use my time more wisely, more effectively. you know um like I can't just be concerned with like efficacy, right? Like I'm not a robot. I don't want to date robots. I want to live in the weird perpetual present that we're all actually trapped in. But it's hard. I can't. It's really hard. Like I get it sometimes. Like sometimes I just live in that thing, and like I just experience things as they're happening, and I just really appreciate it. I'm very thankful. I live like a life of deep gratitudes for everything I have and all of you. But yeah, I can't, like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want more, you know, like I do. It's like a perpetual unrest and I can't help it. And I just like, I don't want to vilify it, but I also know that I can't be like, this is the right way to live, like for everyone. I would never do that, you know. And I know that there's this whole like, you know, like like hustle culture or whatever it is, you know. Like I'm not, I think I don't do that, but like I don't want to go, I don't want to work retail. I don't want to sell credit cards. I don't want to buy anything or process anything as a career. I don't want to buy anything bought, sold, or processed. I don't want to like. I feel like Lloyd Dobler. Like I don't like. I'm to the point, and I've been to the point for a while where I don't want that life, and I feel like I do. Like I've Liam Neesoned myself enough to the point where I have a particular set of skills that should be able to afford me at least the life I'm living now, but by through those particular things, and I just haven't done it yet. I'm getting there. It's slowly but surely, and it's rough. That being said, like, so I'm stuck in this weird or I feel like I'm being volleyed in this weird place right now. I'm in this like limbo between wanting to enjoy where I am and always be thankful and present and here, and knowing that if I work hard and do a particular thing, I can get a step closer to that Liam Neeson level where I'm, like breaking necks and like I basically what I'm saying is I want to murder people. I'm here to murder. No, I'm just come on, you understand the metaphor, right? Maybe I don't. In any case, that leads me to we have a cult. Welcome to our cult. We are here. Steven always stops me. He's like, we call a colony. He holds that. You can't see it. It's off camera, but he's just like he holds that ostrich feather up to me. He's like, you're in or you're out. But I miss Steven already. I just want I hope you'll all join us in our our budding, blossoming, growing, ever evolving colony cult Cultony. We're making this Cultony, and it's the greatest thing I've ever experienced in my life. It's the thing I'm most proud of, aside from the obvious, which is being friends with Steven and then my son. It's a joke atlas, future atlas. If you're watching this, first of all, I'm a ghost and I exist behind you. No, second of all, love you. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't know. So I want to be thankful, and I also want to grow and evolve as I'm going. And it's sometimes those things butt heads with one another. They feel mutually exclusive, even though they aren't. Like it's okay. It's okay. You can appreciate it's the journey, not the destination thing. Even though I have to obviously focus on destination, but like I am the GPS and the car and the driver, and like what is going on. Basically what I'm saying is we need a smarter Tony Stark. We need a billionaire to come in, actually pilot this thing, because I am a mess. But it's a nice mess and I appreciate it. It's fun. I'm really enjoying my life right now. I've been having a lot of fun. I get a little tired sometimes. I've been like Easter kind of burned me out a little bit. But it's been a really good time, and I hate, like, I'm scared. Like I'm trying to get over that fear, because last year was such a mess. It was a clusterfuck of nonsense, and I don't ever want to repeat it. I know I will. I know that's just part of the Lion King of everything, but like, but yeah, essentially, I want to continue to appreciate what I have and where I am, and just enjoy these things I'm experiencing. And I do, and I do, and I love it. I love all of you. I love that we're here. I love that, like, I get to do this and talk, and at least four people are watching this. And I want you to say, and I want you to know that I'm so thankful. But anyway, I should get out of here before I ramble way too much. All right, listen. The faculty though. Like, I can't, I'm not, maybe I'll put it in the end. But I have to, just for a second, right? So aliens come to Earth. They're like, we're gonna get them. We're gonna get you. And they try to rationalize this in the movie. They're like, look, if you were an alien, would you destroy the White House like they do in Independence Day, or would you start in the back towns and like the nowhere neighborhoods and slowly work your way in? Why did they twilight it? Like, why start at a high school? Like, they could have gone door to door. They don't have to be subtle about it. They don't have to be sneaky and go in high school where some people are going to be like suspicious of things. No, Go door to door, dress up like a more. Ooh, this is a real good. I'm pitching this idea right now. Ready? Dress up like a Jehovah's Witness, right? You're a Jehovah's Witness Mormon situation, right? Doesn't matter which. You have tied. You're trying to talk to the people. You're knocking on the door to spread the good word, as it were. Now here's the thing: anyone who opens that door, you assimilate them immediately. Boom, they're a part of you. Now they go in their room, they put on a tie, they do what you're doing, and you continue to do that outwardly until everyone who opens the door or would open the door has been assimilated. That's it. That's stage one of our alien, like infestation, like where we take over, right? Like we're not going to a high school where we have to spit bugs in people's ears. Like this is like, no, we go to their homes and they invite us to talk to them, and then we go. Then what we do is we find the next phase. It's super easy. Okay, it's stage two. Everyone now who has the tie does Uber. That's it. We all Uber. We're a bunch of like very well-mannered Ubering people. We shuffle people around in the world, driving them to and fro. And guess what we do between point A and point B is we spit a bug in their ear, and they are now assimilated, and they are one of us. They put on a tie, go to door in different cities if there are cities left, and or start an Uber. It's a flawless plan already, right? Like we've covered a huge percentage of people. We're already taking them on. It's no problem at all. Like I don't understand. But instead, the queen of the aliens, the queen, knowing, like she knows the situation. The queen slash like the main primary vampire, the alpha vamp, isn't going to be like, I'm going to go live among the rest of you. This is what all vampires sound like. I live among people, and if you stake me, all my vampire fans they're all gone. We're all gone, all of us. That's not what they do. It doesn't make any sense. It's like Ultron, right? Ultron in the Avengers. It's in the Age of Ultron, right? Why? Just tell me, why didn't one Ultron, just one body, go to the moon? Just go. Dr. Manhattan it. Like go hang out on the moon. The rest of them are down there doing their thing. If they all get killed, you have the consciousness of Ultron. You make more baby Ultrons, you're done. Like no big deal. Like no, there was no loss. No structural integrity is in question. Like that's, how dare you? Like what are you're an Ultron. You're supposed to be so smart. So Queen Alien, right? Goes to a school in the body of a teenage girl. Then we don't know that. I'm spoiling this movie. I don't care. It's from 1998. So if you haven't seen it, that's on you. And you're at the end of this podcast. Like, what are you doing? Like, go watch The Faculty. The alien dresses as a teenage girl, goes to school, and is just a teenage girl. And like, she seems interested in people, which is kind of cool. I get it. Like, that's what, aliens should be like, or that's something an alien can be, of course. I get it. But everything about her demeanor and everything about the way she treats people up until like the last like scene of the movie, I'm just like, this doesn't feel like a queen alien creature. And at no point in the movie do any of the aliens or the people who have been assimilated feel as if they're doing anything working for her or toward her, or like it's also weird and silly. And why is she there? Why isn't she anywhere else where she can't be hurt? It's nuts. Anyway, I have to stop talking about this movie because I can go on forever. Also, there's a scene, just last thing, there's a scene where they show you the scene. All the people test with drugs to see if they are an alien or not. It's like the thing, they have to do a thing in front of everyone to make sure that they're, not a thing. And you see it. You see this. You see the girl. You see the teenage alien queen sniff, or like put the stuff up to her nose, and you see it. You watch the scene, and she's sitting there in a room with everyone, just like I'm sitting with you now, sitting there, and she puts the thing up to her nose, just like you see me now, and then it's like, oh, she did it, and she acts like she did it, and everything's fine. Later on, they cut to it, and when she holds it up, her pinky is a tentacle, and she unscrews the cap with a sneaky tentacle pinky, which didn't happen in the scene. It didn't happen. They like, even if they don't show her entire pinky, okay, she's sitting in a room with other people. Like if I right now in front of you did this with an alien tentacle, Pinky, you'd be like, hey bro, you have an alien tentacle, Pinky. I see that. You're not stealthy. What do you think you're doing? So many other ways. Not to mention, you can see my nostrils right now. And then yeah, sure, I have big nostrils, but like she blocked her nostrils with skin. What? Like everyone would see it's the like this, just like Men in Black when the guy blinks like this and we're all like, he blinked like this, like that was not subtle, and neither were the nostrils and the pinky. Like it didn't happen is the thing. It didn't, like that scene was impossible and unnecessary. What they like, there were so many things they could have done that would have made more sense, but they didn't, and it was that instead. It was just like, you try to justify. I mean, I feel like someone would try to justify it by saying like, oh, the other girl was making a scene, so maybe people were looking at her. No. If I'm looking in a room, I get it. Everyone's scene was high. Like let's like, but tentacle Pinky, get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, I should get out of here. But I just want to say that soon, Steve and I are going to develop this colony as best we can, and we want your input. We want to know what you would like to see when you show up. Like, what are you hoping you get an apron? Do you want it? Do you want the yoga? Do you want the yoga apron, the ostrich fuel stretch? Terrible. It's terrible pun. Do you want it? Do you want the aprons? Do we need different flavors of Kool-Aid? Tell us the truth. What are your drinks of choice? What are some rules that you would like us to enact? But we want all of your input. We want to know like what you'd like to see from us in the future. We want to know if you like our silly questions, if you miss some of our segments that we haven't done in a little bit, if you want to see more Anthony Dates Robots, you want to see more Pitches Get Stitches, you want to see, any of the various the silly things that we do in the show, the comic conjectures we haven't done in a while. I kind of miss that, but I much like being concerned and anxious and like projecting too much into the various futures. If I don't hear from people specifically, I just like, I don't know if anyone likes anything that we ever do, so let us know. Otherwise, we're just gonna make this cult. I mean, it's just gonna be a Stephen Anthony cult, and it's gonna be a bunch of us, and you're gonna join us and have to either be a Stephen or Anthony, which is gonna be hilarious because it's gonna be a million Stevens with just me walking around. I need that future. Please let me surround myself with a million Stepford wife Stevens that are composed of you. I would like that. That's my dream. That's my dream. Like I'm out there. Sure, I'm crushing on someone. I have feelings. It's happening. Like things are, like this whole like silly like meat mechanism in here is like pumping and like going up here and going crazy and I might be crushing on someone. I might be going through this, but I'm just saying that right now, if my life were just a billion Stevens and me, and we'd have a sitcom, right? Like that's like the best Truman Show I can imagine. Like I need that in my life. Please make that happen. Join our colony. But yeah, let us know what you want to see, and we would, we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to, to give you more of what you want on the show, and also just continue to be our goofy selves. I miss Steven. I know you do too. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't make this too long. Future Anthony, edit it all. This should be like a 3-minute episode. No big deal. There's no way you ranted about anything at all, and if you did, put it at the end of the episode. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you. But please go subscribe right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It really does mean everything to us. But you can also find us on Twitter, on Facebook, and go find our books at www.wehaveissuespodcast.com. You can buy Deathless Issue 1 and Play It Again, and I'm going to add this Ostrich Colony scrapbook that's right behind me right there, because we just got a bunch of them and I can't wait to get them out to people. So yeah, go do that right now. But please know that we love you. Steven, I hope you feel better. I love you so much, dude. But yeah, we'll see you next week. I'm Anthony, and this has just been just Ranthony Rambles / We Have Issues 136. We'll both see you next week, and I promise it'll be the best show in the world. Join us. How do I stop these these monsters from asking me this question. I was like, the best thing I could do is I can go, I can go find a mom for him, right? And be like, all right, here we go. So what do? I go on dating apps. Do I? I don't want to date. Do I want to date? What do I do? I go on a dating app and I'm just like, I'm looking for someone to help me not get weird questions at a park. Come hang out. Like I don't actually want want to meet you. I just want to like you be there so they don't talk to me. Like I need a buffer is what I need. Maybe I just need more facial hair. Like I can't grow it. We all know. I mean, I can grow this. Is that scary? Like maybe if it's just this, is that a thing? No, I think I just look like maybe is that like a hip thing? Is that cool? I don't know. In any case, I just don't want strangers to talk to me. I don't want to talk to like random people's kids. But what am I gonna do? Go on a dating app and try to like find a mom like, hey, I don't actually want to date you, but like if you would just go to a park with me so I don't have to speak with other parents, that'd be fantastic. Like that'd be amazing. But when I have downloaded dating apps, the best thing to do is just like whenever someone likes your picture, you get to see like this fuzzy image of their profile picture, which is it's so much fun because then you scroll through and you get to like try to guess. Like it's like you get to be a detective for a minute and it's just like solving the crime. Like like you only have so many clues and most of them are just like shapes and light and it's like okay, what do I know about this? It seems like this is a shoulder and then eventually you're like there you are and then you're like I don't like you anyway and it's just like we're not a match. Like I don't know what you like your favorite thing in the whole world are sports cars. I am not a sports car, so what do we do here? Like how do we but I don't know. I don't know how. I'm gonna cut all this. Let me see. What was the last thing that I didn't hate? Hello. Welcome. That was a joke just for me. All right, let me see.